Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're going to be tackling something that's super relevant for all you business owners and C-level execs out there, how to make your website stand out in the crowded online world. I'm Lex, and with me, as always, is the incredible Vera. We're from Shield Media, a digital marketing agency that specializes in helping Western businesses like yours dominate the digital landscape.
That's right, Lex. And we're all about giving you the knowledge you need to make smart decisions for your business.
Exactly. So today, we're diving deep into something called Schema Markup and how it impacts SEO. Now, you might have heard of Schema, but maybe you're not quite sure what it is or why it matters.
And that's exactly what we're here to break down for you.
Think of it this way. Schema Markup is like a secret language you can use to talk to search engines.
It helps them understand your website's content on a much deeper level.
Okay, so it's like a translator for Google. But how does that actually benefit my business?
It's all about giving search engines the context they need to connect your website with the right users. For example, let's say you have a product page on your website. With Schema Markup, you can tell Google things like the product's name, price, availability, and even customer reviews.
So it's like adding extra labels to your product so Google can easily find them on the shelves of the internet.
That's a great way to put it. And the more information you give Google, the better they can match your website to relevant searches, which means more visibility for you and more potential customers finding your business.
Got it. So Schema is all about making your website more attractive to search engines. But does that mean it directly impacts my rankings?
That's where things get interesting. There is a common misconception that simply adding schema markup will magically boost your website to the top of the search results.
Yeah, I've definitely heard that before.
But the reality is a bit more nuanced. As SEO expert Adam Reimer put it in a Search Engine Journal article, quote, "Schema does not help you rank."
Okay, so Schema doesn't directly affect rankings. That's a bit of a myth buster. So how does it actually work? Why should I bother with it?
Think of schema as a way to enhance your website's visibility and user experience, rather than a direct ranking factor.
So what kind of enhancements are we talking about?
Well, for one, schema can help you create those eye-catching, rich results that stand out in search listings. Have you ever seen those search results with star ratings, images, or even videos?
Oh yeah, those definitely grab my attention.
Those are often powered by schema markup. Let's take the example of a recipe website. By using what's called recipe schema, you can tell Google about the ingredients, cooking time, nutritional information, and even user reviews for a particular recipe. Google then uses that information to create a more detailed and engaging search result.
That makes sense. So Schema is kind of like dressing up your website in a fancy outfit so it stands out from the crowd.
Exactly. And it's not just about aesthetics. Schema can also make your website more accessible and user-friendly. For example, by using FAQ schema, you can create a list of frequently asked questions and answers that appear directly in the search results.
So instead of having to click through to the website, users can get their questions answered right there in the search results. That's pretty cool.
It is. And it can lead to a much better user experience, which Google definitely takes into account when ranking websites.
Speaking of ranking factors, we know Schema doesn't directly impact rankings, but it sounds like it can indirectly boost them by improving user experience and making your website more appealing to search engines.
You're absolutely right. And it's important to remember that schema is most effective when used on websites that are already well optimized and have a good reputation. It's like the cherry on top of a delicious SEO sundae.
So what you're saying is, I need to make sure my website is already in good shape before I start worrying about Schema.
Precisely. Schema is a powerful tool, but it's not a magic bullet. It works best when it's part of a comprehensive digital marketing strategy that includes things like quality content, technical SEO, and a focus on user experience.
Okay, that makes sense. So we've established that Schema is a good thing for websites. But what are some specific types of Schema and how do they actually work?
Well, there are hundreds of different types of schema, but some of the most common and useful for businesses include things like local business schema, product schema, and article schema.
Let's dive into some of those in more detail.
Yeah.
For example, what about local business schema? How can that help businesses like the ones listening to our deep dive?
Local business schema is especially important for businesses with a physical location. It allows you to tell Google things like your business name, address, phone number, hours of operation, and even customer reviews. This helps ensure your business shows up correctly in local search results like Google Maps and the local pack that appears at the top of search results for local queries.
So if I'm a restaurant owner, local business schema can help hungry customers in my area easily find my restaurant on Google Maps.
Exactly. It's all about making sure your business information is consistent and accurate across the web so Google can connect your website with the right searchers.
This is all starting to sound pretty technical.
Hmm.
Do I need to be a coding expert to implement schema markup?
Not at all. There are actually several tools and plugins that can help you implement schema without needing to write any code yourself.
That's a relief. So we've talked about local business schema. What about product schema? How can that help businesses selling products online?
Product schema is essential for e-commerce websites. It allows you to provide Google with detailed information about your products, including a product name, price, availability, reviews, and even images and videos. This helps your products show up in rich results, which can lead to higher click-through rates and more sales.
So it's like giving Google a virtual product catalog.
Exactly. And the more information you provide, the better Google can understand your products and match them to relevant searches.
This is all starting to make a lot of sense. It sounds like schema can really help businesses stand out online and connect with their target audience. But how do we know if it's actually working? How can we monitor the effectiveness of our schema implementation?
That's a great question. Fortunately, there are several tools available that can help you monitor your schema and make sure it's being implemented correctly.
Like what?
One of the most important tools is Google Search Console. It's a free tool that provides a wealth of information about how Google sees your website.
So I can use Google Search Console to see if Google is actually understanding my schema markup.
That's right. Google Search Console has a specific report dedicated to schema markup. It will show you any errors or warnings with your implementation so you can fix them and make sure your schema is working as intended.
That's incredibly helpful. Any other tools I should be aware of?
Absolutely. There are also several paid tools available, like SEMrush and Ahrefs, that can provide even more insights into your schema performance. These tools can track how your rich results are performing, identify opportunities to improve your schema implementation, and even help you spy on your competitors to see what kind of schema they're using.
It sounds like there's a whole world of schema strategy out there.
There is. But don't worry, we're here to help you navigate it.
That's right. At Shield Media, we specialize in helping Western businesses like yours harness the power of schema markup and other advanced SEO techniques to achieve your business goals.
We're passionate about making digital marketing clear, actionable, and most importantly, results-driven.
Absolutely. And speaking of results, I want to take a moment to remind our listeners about the importance of following our deep dive and business page. By hitting that follow button, you'll get notified every time we release a new deep dive, so you can stay ahead of the curve and gain valuable insights to help you grow your business.
And don't forget to share this deep dive with your colleagues, friends, and anyone else who might benefit from this knowledge. The more we share, the more we all learn and grow together.
Okay, let's continue our deep dive into schema markup, exploring even more advanced concepts and practical tips for implementation.
Welcome back to the deep dive. Before the break, we were exploring different types of schema and how they can be used to enhance your online presence.
Right, we talked about local business schema for brick-and-mortar businesses and product schema for e-commerce sites. But there's so much more to uncover. For example, what about websites that focus on publishing content like articles and blog posts?
That's where article schema comes in. This type of schema helps Google understand the key elements of your article, like the headline, author, publication date, and main image.
So it's like giving Google a Cliff's Notes version of my article.
Exactly. And by providing this structured data, you're increasing the chances of your articles appearing in those coveted rich results, like featured snippets and knowledge panels.
You mentioned featured snippets earlier. Those are those boxes that appear at the top of the search results, right?
That's right. They're like position 0 in the search rankings, and they can drive a significant amount of traffic to your website.
Okay, so article schema can help me snag those featured snippets. Sign me up. But how does it actually work?
Well, when you implement article schema, you're essentially telling Google, hey, this is an article, here's the headline, here's the author, and here's what it's all about. This helps Google understand the context and relevance of your content, making it more likely to appear in those featured snippets.
This all sounds pretty good, but I'm wondering, is there a catch? Is there a downside to using schema markup?
One thing to keep in mind is that schema markup requires a certain level of technical expertise to implement correctly. If it's not done properly, it can actually hurt your website's performance.
So it's not as simple as just copy and pasting some code.
Not exactly. You need to make sure you're using the correct schema types for your content and that you're implementing them in a way that Google can understand.
So what's the best way to ensure my schema is implemented correctly?
Well, as we mentioned earlier, Google Search Console is a great tool for monitoring your schema and identifying any errors, but it also helps to have a basic understanding of how schema works and how to use it effectively.
Okay, so maybe I should brush up on my technical skills or consider hiring an expert.
That's often a good idea, especially if you're not comfortable diving into the technical details yourself.
You mentioned earlier that schema is like a secret language you can use to talk to search engines. Are there other ways we can speak to Google and improve our website's visibility?
Absolutely. Schema is just one piece of the puzzle. There's a whole world of what's called semantic SEO, which is all about understanding the meaning behind the words on your website.
Semantic SEO. Sounds complicated.
It's not as scary as it sounds. Essentially, it's about optimizing your website for topics and concepts rather than just individual keywords.
So instead of just stuffing my website with the word plumber over and over again, I should focus on creating content that comprehensively covers the topic of plumbing.
Exactly. And by using schema markup in conjunction with semantic SEO, you can create a website that's both user-friendly and search engine optimized.
So it's like speaking Google's language fluently, using both vocabulary, keywords, and grammar, schema, to create a clear and compelling message.
That's a great analogy. And the more fluent you become in Google's language, the better your website will perform in search results.
Okay, I'm starting to see how all these pieces fit together. But with so much to consider, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. What's the most important thing for business owners to remember about schema markup?
I'd say the key takeaway is that schema is a powerful tool for enhancing your website's visibility and searchability, but it's not a magic bullet. It's most effective when used as part of a comprehensive digital marketing strategy that prioritizes high-quality content, website trust, and a positive user experience.
Right, it all comes back to those fundamentals.
Exactly. And if you're looking for help putting all these pieces together, that's where Shield Media comes in.
That's right. We specialize in helping Western businesses like yours navigate the complex world of digital marketing and achieve real results. Whether you're looking to improve your local SEO, boost your e-commerce sales, or get your content seen by a wider audience, we have the expertise and experience to help you succeed.
And we're always staying ahead of the curve, keeping up with the latest trends and best practices in the ever-evolving world of SEO.
Exactly. So if you're ready to take your digital marketing to the next level, be sure to reach out to us for a consultation. We'd love to chat about your specific needs and how we can help you achieve your business goals. But for now, let's move on to some listener questions. We've received quite a few about schema markup, and we're eager to share our insights.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We've been unpacking schema markup and how it can help your business shine online.
Right, we've covered different schema types, how it impacts SEO, and even touched upon semantic SEO. But before we wrap things up, let's get practical. What are some common mistakes businesses make when implementing schema?
One frequent error is using the wrong schema type for their content. For example, using product schema for a service page.
So it's like wearing a tuxedo to a casual beach party, not quite the right fit.
Exactly. It confuses search engines and can even lead to penalties. Another common mistake is incomplete implementation. Schema needs specific information to function properly, and leaving out crucial details can render it useless.
Kind of like baking a cake and forgetting the baking powder. It just won't rise properly.
That's a great analogy. Also, some businesses implement schema and then forget about it entirely. It's not a set it and forget it solution.
So it's like planting a garden and never watering it. You need to nurture it to see growth.
Precisely. You need to regularly monitor your schema using tools like Google Search Console, make updates as needed, and stay informed about any changes in schema guidelines.
Makes sense? And speaking of staying informed, the digital world is constantly changing. Any tips for our listeners on keeping up with the latest trends and best practices in schema and SEO?
Absolutely. Google's official documentation on schema is a great starting point. They provide detailed guidelines and keep them updated.
Straight from the source, I like it. What else?
Industry blogs and publications like Search Engine Journal and Moz are excellent resources. They offer valuable insights from leading SEO experts.
Oh, a good mix of official guidelines and expert opinions.
Exactly. Also, don't be afraid to experiment. Test different schema types and track their impact on your website's performance using analytics tools.
It's all about learning and adapting.
Exactly. And if it all feels a bit overwhelming, remember that at Shield Media, we're here to guide you. We specialize in helping Western businesses like yours navigate the dynamic landscape of digital marketing.
That's right. Whether it's crafting a winning SEO strategy, implementing schema markup effectively, or running targeted PPC campaigns, our team is dedicated to helping your business flourish online. We're passionate about making digital marketing clear, actionable, and results-driven.
And as we wrap up this deep dive, we want to emphasize that schema markup is a powerful tool, but it's most effective when combined with other SEO strategies.
Absolutely. It's about creating high-quality content that resonates with your target audience, building a trustworthy website, and providing a seamless user experience.
And with that in mind, we encourage you to keep exploring, experimenting, and refining your approach to digital marketing. The possibilities are endless.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into schema markup. We hope you found it informative and insightful.
Don't forget to hit that follow button and share this episode with anyone who could benefit from these insights.
Until next time, keep diving deep, and remember, we're here to help you navigate the ever-evolving world of digital marketing.